Good evening, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Twilight,
and we welcome you to our Twilight Talks tonight. We are in Genesis chapter 29, verses 20 through 30. Tyler?
So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed only a few days to him because of the love he had for her. Then Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go into her." And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. Now it came to pass at the evening that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to Jacob, and he went into her. And Laban gave his maid Zilpah to his daughter Leah as a maid. So it came to pass in the morning that, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, "What is this you have done to me? Was it not for Rachel that I served you? Why then have you deceived me?" Laban said, "It must not be done so in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill her week, and we will give you this one also for the service which you will serve with me still another 7 years." Then Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, so he gave him his daughter Rachel as wife also. And Laban gave his maid Bilhah to his daughter Rachel as a maid. Then Jacob also went into Rachel, and he also loved Rachel more than Leah, and he served with Laban still another 7 years.
Okay. So, the verse we didn't read, going back to verse 15, then Laban said to Jacob, "Because you're my kinsman, should you work for me for no pay? Let's figure out a way for me to pay you." This makes it sound like, Tyler, that, hey, this guy, he's good to go. And I figure he knew what Jacob would ask when he threw that out there. And I've listened to people over the years talk about bad Laban. Bad Laban. You know, at the end of the day, though, all Laban is what, Tyler?
Jacob's uncle, who happens to behave fairly similar, almost like exactly like Jacob.
Yeah. Laban is the exact same kind of con man that Jacob is.
Which, as we've already figured out, he got from his mother's side of the family, very obviously, anyways, because she's about as bad as her brother.
Yeah.
And her son.
Yeah. This is just how that family does business. And some of you are going, "No, bro, no. See, this is why the Bible, of the books of religion, this is how I know the Bible's a real book that tells real stories about a real God. Because most of these people are jacked up. Okay? Laban's jacked up. Jacob is jacked up. Jacob lies, cheat, and deceives his father with a ruse so that his father can't tell his two sons apart. Oh, wait a second. Laban uses the festivities so that Jacob can't tell the difference between the woman he loves and the woman he doesn't. How much did he have to drink?
I also don't blame Laban when the first words out of Jacob's mouth are give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled that I may go into her. You seem to be very adamant about what you're after, and you have no problem telling her father exactly why you want your end of the deal.
People were more straightforward back then.
Apparently.
You weren't raised where that kind of straightforwardness is appreciated.
Apparently not.
Where I was raised, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, can I marry your daughter so that I can propagate with her? You know, at one time where I grew up, that was acceptable.
Interesting.
You know, I want to marry your daughter because she's really good looking and I want to have kids with her and enjoy her. Yeah. You might use the word love, you know, but yeah, but I like, you know, why did you deceive me? Really? Jacob's going to cry foul. But here again, he gets outmaneuvered by his uncle. By his uncle, now father-in-law, basically. Now, please don't. He's uncle, but he's not really uncle. He's like uncle's second cousin kind of uncle. You know, same basic generation as Jacob's mother. Okay, but not, you know. And his deal is, well, you know what? Just work for another 7 years, but I'll give her to you at the front part of the 7. No. The deal was her for 7. I'll work for you the rest of the week, and I'll keep the one that you didn't want. No. He gets 14 years out of him for the wife that he wanted. You say, what's the lesson here, Brian? We know this. When you get ready to enter into deals, be careful on the people you enter into deals with. And be careful, especially if you haven't been square in your own deals. Because there is a weird correspondence in life that the people that will outmaneuver you on deals do deals the same way you do. You say, well, I've always been honest and square in my deals. I've never been outmaneuvered by anybody. That's because you don't outmaneuver people and you're square and you're honest in your deals. But Jacob was looking for an angle to get the chick that he wanted. His uncle saw that within him and said, here's how I can get out of him what I want. So Laban's a bad guy. It gets worse with Laban as the years go on. But it also gets worse with Jacob. As we look at the next major section of Jacob's life, we'll look at him and some of his other sons. And when we get to that one, man, I'm like, yeah, go, bros. But
I have to say, I'm sorry, I can't really give those two much grief.
No, you really can't.
I'll give Jacob far more grief for that one.
But we'll get to that one later.
Yes, we'll get to that one
later. Probably next week, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Lord willing. So we bid you to have a good night, have a good weekend, and Lord willing, we'll see you on Sunday morning, 9:30 and 10:30, Lake Butler Church of Christ, Lake Butler, Florida, live or on the live stream. Till then.